All right, so here's my 93 Mitsubishi 3000 GT. I'm gonna do a little walk around here real quick, point out some of the things that need to be touched up on this car. This is a vehicle that I purchased as a project to flip. I've always wanted one of these cars. I've always thought the styling was really cool on them. The side skirts, man, if you ask me, they look like they're styled after a Ferrari. Pretty cool stuff. I tell you what, driving this thing, I just get just as many looks as I do the Mustang, which is a pretty cool feeling in a 25-year-old car. So, doing the walk around, start up here at the nose. Aside from the obvious mechanical problems that I have with the vehicle, the timing belt broke. We've got some minor cosmetic things that need to be touched up, fixed up. We've got a paint defect there on the front, on the bumper, bumper cover. Whole bumper is going to need to be repainted probably. Well, not probably, but will. Ideally, in a perfect world, I'd love to just respray the whole car, but that costs a lot of money, so I'm going to see if I can't figure out a workaround that still looks good. It's hard to see in this light, but we've got a defect on this pop-up headlight here. There's a small dent, paint defect. The black looks like a mustache running across the front of the car. Needs to be, could be repainted black, as well as the Mitsubishi logo can be redone in white just to make it pop. Another thing that I was probably going to look into doing, I've noticed when I'm driving the car, the fog lights do not really add much to the light output of the vehicle. So I noticed they're HID lights, but being that it's a 1993, they're probably it's probably not the best HID technology. So maybe that's why they're not that bright, and they're it's probably something I can maybe upgrade or replace or do something to kick up that light output and maybe even make it look a little bit cooler, maybe some LEDs or something in there. The battery died on the vehicle while it was sitting out, not running, so I can't flip up the headlights right now, but this headlight does need to be replaced. It's cracked. Unfortunately, it's the old school sealed beam headlights, so they're about $8 at the parts store, so I could either do that, or I found sorry, I'm wandering here. I found aftermarket replacement lights that have LEDs in them, and they actually look pretty cool. So I might do that, and they're not that expensive either. So that's pretty much it for the front of the car. The hood is actually in tremendous shape. It could use a buff, as all 25-year-old cars could, but really there's no dents or deep scratches or oxidation or anything on the hood. When it's cleaned up and it's outside in the sun, it's sharp. So moving around to the side of the car, there's some light paint work that needs to be done on the left front fender. A couple of dents in there too that again are hard to see in the light. We've got this mirror, it's faded, again a respray. What I'm thinking about doing is maybe wrapping the whole car. Could be a cheap and quick alternative to painting the whole thing. I've looked a couple of times for ideas on Google for ways to change up the look of this car, and something I've seen a lot of people do is take from this belt line up and paint it black, so that everything above the belt line is black and the rest is, in this case would be red obviously. Looks extremely good, extremely good. So if that's something that I can get accomplished with the wrap, I think that might be the way to go. Because it really does look so good that I think it would distract people from the fact that it is a wrap and not an actual paint job. So, moving on, the left rear quarter panel is the most of the paint work that needs to be done. It's just faded, and the sun's been beating the heck out of it. So we've also got this around the edge of the glass here. We've got it needs to be redone, resprayed. That can be just rattle canned probably. Obviously, windshield wipers all the way around need to go. The back bumper needs either a respray or, again, the excuse me, the wrap idea I had. This part here around the license plate is like a black plastic that could be resprayed, just like the front mustache on the nose of the car. I like that, and I call it a mustache. It's kind of hard to see, but the exhaust is rusty, crappy looking, needs to go. So I'll see if I can't find a nice, good sounding, good looking exhaust, chrome tips or something like that, or maybe blacked out tips. Moving around to passenger side of the car. This side of the car looks pretty good. The quarter panel looks much better on this side as opposed to the other side, but the front fender, or the fender on the passenger side, has a dent. I can actually see it right there, right in here. Dent that needs to be popped out. And then, yeah. So we've also got a mirror, same thing on the other side. And then down here on the bottom, there is just worn paint from, I don't know if that's a curb check or what happened there, but yeah. So the other thing I'm going to do, don't mind my hockey gear in the way, is get these wheels off and get them painted or powder coated black. I think that's going to look real sharp once that gets done. And so that's pretty much it for the exterior walk around of my 93 Mitsubishi 3000 GT. This is the first video of this kind that I've ever made, so if you're still watching, thanks for watching. Apologize for my stammering and stumbling and getting off track, but practice makes perfect, I guess. So we'll try this again sometime probably. See ya.